Hi everybody, this is Algebra 1, Lesson 39, and this lesson covers the Trichotomy Axiom, Negated Inequalities, and Advanced Ratio Problems. Alright, so the Trichotomy Axiom just tells us that if we have three numbers, there's only two numbers, there's only three different relationships that they can have. One number could be more than the other number, they could be equal to each other, or one could be less than the other. So A could be more than B, A could be equal to B, or A could be less than B. Now, we also can use negated inequalities like A is not more than B, A is not equal to B, and it just has that slash through it, meaning it's not, or A is not less than B. We can also combine either of these inequalities with the equal sign, so we could say A is greater than or equal to B, or we could say A is less than or equal to B. And we can negate those as well. So A is not greater than or equal to B. We could say A is not less than or equal to B. Now, if we have one of these, like A is, if we had A is greater than or equal to B, that means that A cannot be less than B. Right? If we had A is not greater than or equal to B, that means that A has to be less than B. Right? So there's only three choices. If it's not one of them, then it's the other two. If it's not two, then it's the other one. Alright, so the problems are going to look. This first one is 39.1 says, draw a number line and graph the solution of x is not less than 2, right? So that means x could be equal to 2, or x could be greater than 2. It just can't be anything less than 2. So if we put that on a number line, actually, let me put it over here. Here's our number line. And we'll have 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's make it go the other way as well. There we go. -1, -2. Okay, so it's not equal to 2, so we're going to have an open circle on 2, not a closed-in circle. Closed-in circle means equal to. So we've got an open circle on 2. And then it is not less than 2. That means it has to be everything that's more than 2. So that way. Make my pen a little bigger. Okay. Alright, we'll try another one. Oops. Too big. Okay. 39.2 says, write both an inequality and a negated inequality to describe this graph. Okay, so we've got a graph. And it's got 0 in the middle. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, -2, -3, -4. Okay, and then it has this one should be filled in because it could be equal to. Alright, this next one says, it's got an open circle on 3. Okay, and it's going backwards from 3. Now, the ones that you're used to doing is a regular inequality. We're supposed to write an inequality and a negated inequality. So the inequality would be x is less than 3. It's not equal to 3. So what's left? We can have x is less than 3, x is equal to 3. That means x is not equal to 3, right? or x is greater than 3, but we know that x is not greater than 3, so we can write that as negated. Now we can combine these two to say x is not less than or equal to 3. So that'd be that part. There's your negated inequality, and there's your inequality. Okay, the next part is about advanced ratio problems. All right, so it says the ratio of red marbles to blue marbles is 5 to 7. If there are 156 marbles in the bag, how many marbles are red? So this is a little bit different than what we did before. We've got red to blue, our ratio, and then instead of telling us how many red marbles there are, how many blue marbles there are, it tells us the total number of marbles. All right, so we're just going to have to add an extra line to our tic-tac box. So we're going to write a tic-tac-toe box, and we're going to say red marbles, there's our R, to blue marbles, and then we also need the total of marbles. All right, so the number of red would be 5, the number of blue would be 7, and our total, if we added 5 and 7, would be 12, okay? All right, so it says there's 156 is our total that we know, so we put that down there where total is. And we need to know how many red marbles there are. So where red is where I'm going to put my X. Now I'm going to cross out everything I don't need. So I don't need blue, not using that. And then I know that my ratio is 5 over 12 equals X over 152. Right here. 5, my 12, my X, my 152. I crossed out the blue because I don't need that. All right, now I just have to cross multiply. So I'll have 12X equals 5 times 152. Remember, use your calculator for this. 10, 5 times 5 is 25, 26, 5, 6, 7, 760. And then I'm going to divide by 12. Uh, 12, 72 would be let's go 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 1 is 6, 72. That'd be 4, 40. Okay. And then let's see. 12, 5 times 150, 156. There we go. 6 times 5 is 30. Carry the 3. 5 times 5 is 25, 26, 27, 28. That should be an 8. Okay. 8 minus 2 would be 6. That'd be 60. 5 times 12 is 60. Alright, so the answer is 65. The main part on these is just figuring out how to set it up. So it's going to be that tic-tac-toe box. We're going to try another one. The ratio of fish to crabs in the sea cave was 13 to 14. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to have fish to crabs, and then my total. My fish were 13 because I came first. My crabs were 14. And now I got to figure out what my total is. I just add those two numbers. 27. If there are 119 fish and crabs in the sea caves, that's our total, is 119. How many fish were there? So that means my X has to go where fish are, and I'm going to cross out that middle one. So now I'm going to have 13 over 27 equals X over 119. All right, then I'm going to cross multiply. So I'm going to have 13 times 119, which is 13 times 119, and then, so I'm going to have 17. Where'd they get 17? Hang on. Oh, I wrote my problem wrong. Hang on, let me look in the book. It was supposed to be not 14, that's supposed to be 4. Alright, so let's fix that. We'll do this again. Okay, it says if there's fish to crabs, so I've got fish to crabs to total. My fish is 13, my crabs is 4. If I add those together, I get 17. And I am looking for fish, so I'm going to put my X. Oh wait, I got 119 fish and crabs, so that's my total on the bottom. And then I'm looking for my number of fish, so I put my X up there, and I cross out this middle one. So I'm going to have 13 over 17 equals X over 119. So I'm going to cross multiply, and I'll have 17X equals 13 times 19. 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 1 is 3. 4, 5. 1 is 3. 1 times 9 is 9. 1, 1. 7, 14. 3, 4, 5. 1, 5, 4, 7. And then we divide by the number that was diagonal from the X, so that's 17. Divide both those by 17. And you would be using a calculator for this, so no big deal. It's going to come out to 19. So F is going to equal 19. That's supposed to be a 17 right there. Okay, so you multiply 13 times 119, and then you divide by 17. Alright, go ahead and pause the video and then work the practice problems. So, hopefully you got those practice problems worked. And now I'm going to work them for you. So the first one says the team played 65 games. If the ratio of wins to losses was 3 to 2. So I'm going to go, here's my box. Whoops, that was a crooked line. I've got wins to losses, and I'm going to have a total number of games. My ratio was 3 to 2, and so my total would be 5 because I add my ratios together. 3 plus 2 is 5 to get my total. How many games did the team win? Well, at the beginning it told us how many games they played. The total number of games played was 65. Right? And we need to know the number that they won, so we'll put our X right there, and we'll cross out that middle one. So I'm going to have 3 over 5 equals X over 65. And then I just cross multiply 3 times 65. Right? Over 5x. Actually, let's multiply that. 3 times 65. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 6 is 18, 19, 195. And then we cross multiply here. 5 times x is 5x. And then we divide by 5. 195 divided by 5. 3 times 5 is 15. 19 minus 15 is 45. 9 times 5 is 45. X equals 39. So there should be 39 games they won. Okay, B says the ratio of hard problems to easy problems is 23 to 7. Right, so I'm going to make my little tic-tac-toe box. And I've got hard problems. Oh, that's crookedy. Let me try that again. Okay, hard problems to easy problems and our total. And it says the hard problems to easy problems is 23 to 7. 23 to 7, so our total will be 30. And then it wants to know how many easy problems were there if the total number of problems was 930. So that means this is 930. And how many problems were easy problems? Easy is what we're looking for, so our x goes there, so we cross out the top. So So we're going to have 7 over 30 equals x over 930. And then we're going to cross multiply, so I'm going to have 30x equals 7 times 930. 3 times 7 is 21. 9 times 7 is 63, 64, 65. And then we just divide by 30. Uh, 30 would go 2 times into 60. That would leave 5. It would go 1 time into 51. Right, that'll bring down to 51. And that'll be 30, and that's going to leave 21 and bring down the 10. Let's see, 3 times 7 is 21. So 7 times 0 is 0. 3 times 7 is 21. X should equal 217. Double check that one. And that won't be as hard if you're doing it on your calculator. Yep, that's right. Okay, these next are some number line ones. So draw a number line and graph the solution of x is not greater than or equal to 2. So x is not greater than or equal to 2. All right, so I'm going to draw a number line. I know I need a 2 on there somewhere. I'm going to go -2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if it's not greater than or equal to 2, can't be equal to 2. So I'm going to put an open circle. It's not equal to or greater than 2. That means it has to be everything that is less than 2. So it should look like that. All right, the next one has a number line, and we have to write an inequality for it. Okay, and it's got -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. It has a filled in circle at -1. And then it goes this way. Okay, and it says write both an inequality and a negative inequality that describe this graph. So this graph is telling us that x could be equal to 1, -1, because it's filled in, and greater than. So x is greater than or equal to -1, and our negated would just be whatever's left. So we've already used the greater than and the equal to, so it would be x is not less than -1. It's none of these places that are less than -1. And that is it for lesson 39. Thanks for watching.